welcome back to the Ashes of Creation series. Today we're actually getting into some of the fairly recent stuff. So these were just from the end of last year, November last year. So today we're gonna go through some reveals that they had of the Cleric, Mage, and Tank archetypes, which are usually the three of the basic kind of MMO classes that pretty much every MMO has. So it's pretty cool. These are the only three that they've released so far. So it looks like it's only level 10, level 1 up to 10 skills. So it's going to be the very basic skills that they have. I'm not sure how many skills are actually going to be present for each archetype. I don't think it's going to be like WoW where each class is going to have 30, 40, 50 skills. It looks like they're going to have one bar of your basic skills, and then depending on what you pick for your secondary archetype, your subclass, that is going to not give you additional skills, but it's going to alter the current skills that you have for your primary archetype, which I think is a pretty cool system because I mean it gets a little convoluted when you have 30, 40 skills. I get that the skill rotation is really important and in depth for those games and makes learning it a lot harder as well as making the skill cap extremely high. But yeah, let's get into it. I think that they look really cool so far. So yeah, let's get into it and check them out. First, we're starting with the cleric. Kalar, which is one of the races, looks fairly human. I think a couple of them are human, maybe just from different regions. I am really excited about the gear. It looks really cool. Lashes your target with holy energy, dealing direct damage, provides health regen. Chain heal, that's pretty cool. Damaging enemies and healing allies, that's cool. So it's like a pool of heal slash damage. Spear. So there's going to be res. I don't know if it's combat res or if you have to be outside of combat to res, but it's a usual cleric slash priest ability. Curse. Quick heal looks like. Devotion. Holy power that rips your attack spirit, channeling damage over time. A holy energy blast damage nearby enemy. So it's like interesting, like a life steal kind of. Life drain. Animations look pretty cool, nothing too fancy. Lowering their damage mitigation, interesting. So it's going to be, looks like Cleric is going to be pretty darn support based, but it can do some damage for sure. As usual, priests, healers are. It's going to be interesting for clerics to see how it's going to act as a subclass. So for instance, a mage with a secondary or subclass as cleric, I don't know if it'll change the skills necessarily to be healing or if it will give self-healing or stuff like that. They haven't released too much information about it, but I think the subclasses and secondary classes are going to react. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. Next, we have the Mage archetype, standard range DPS usually. Empyrean, another one of the races. Fireball, one of the standard mage abilities in most MMOs. Oh, poor vulture bird thing. Lightning bolt, nice. Animations for mage look really cool so far from what I've seen in the early alpha. Whoa, that's a really cool cast animation. Ooh, interesting. Black wool. Yeah, these animations look really cool. And by the way, for everyone, I usually play Mage or Caster in MMOs, so Mage is most likely going to be my main archetype. I don't know if I'm going to go pure Mage with secondary or sub archetype Mage as well, but I guess we'll see. Ooh, Blink, yep. Love Blink. One of the many reasons that I love Mage. Lava Storm, that looks really cool. Why they gotta kill all the birds? I'm calling PETA. That looks really cool. Interesting. That looks like kind of Disintegrate from Diablo-esque. That's really cool. Slows their movement while being hit. Yep. Also super interesting because it doesn't look like they have weapons when they're casting these. So I don't know if it's going to be like Guild Wars where your skills change depending upon which weapons you're holding. But yeah, Mage looks really cool. I'm excited. And I'm also a little interested that you're really going to have to focus on one class at a time because there's no account-wide items. So you can't grab, once you get your cap on your main, you can't just get a bunch of whatever the level cap is, let's just say 50. You can't get a bunch of level 50 gear, put it in your stash and grab it from a secondary character and level it up. So I think it's going to really incentivize people focusing on one character. And if people are loving alts, then they're going to have to put a lot of work into each character and alt that they create. Alright, so here's tank. Oh yeah, the gear looks really, really cool. That's pretty rad. Generates additional threat, so taunts. Generates threat. It's very, very threat heavy. Whoa. So reduces movement speed but increases defense by a lot as well as health. That's pretty rad. A pull. Bleeds, bleeds. Dots for sure. Dots. That's pretty cool. Triple strike. Gap closer, charge, nice. So it looks like they have the kind of standard tank kit. Pull, push, lot of threat. CC knockback. Another knockback, another CC. So it looks like the tank is standard crown control, damage reduction, pull, push, lot of CC. Once again, it'll be pretty interesting to see how the tank as a secondary archetype is going to be. Will it just make you tankier, give you more damage mitigation on your main skills if it's your secondary class? So yeah, I'm super super interested to see how the secondary archetype is gonna affect your primary. I'm not sure. I don't think they may have. If you guys know any more about this, they may have said what level you'll get your secondary archetype at. But um, but yeah, if you guys know, let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to see just the dynamic between the primary and secondary archetype because I know in a lot of MMOs, the secondary archetype really gives you a different set of skills. And it does affect your primary kit, but I don't know if it directly affects your primary skills. Because what I've heard so far is the secondary subclass, your secondary archetype, isn't going to give you additional skills. It's just going to change your primary skills dependent on what your secondary archetype is, which I think is really interesting and fairly unique. It may have been done in other MMOs, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me know if it has for sure. But thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see further Ashes of Creation videos. It will be the primary game that I stream and make content for when it comes out. We'll see if we get into the open alpha. Don't think I'm going to be paying $500 to get into the closed alpha, so we'll see. Feel free to join the Discord, which is listed in the description below. We will be playing a lot of Ashes of Creation. We have a pretty awesome community. A lot of my personal friends from real life that I've known since I was younger. So join us. We're gonna be hopefully creating a guild once Ashes of Creation opens up and is released. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and have an awesome day.